Hey folks, Killman here. Hey, how are we all? I hope you're well. We're almost on the cusp of another year, 2019. It's gotta be better than 2018. It's gotta be better. Please, please, God, make it better, you know? Brexit? The fuck is all that shit about? Oh. Hey, we're not here for that. Killman does not bring you here for politics, for, nefarious ne'er-do-wells occupying seats of high power, committing acts of atrocity upon the masses, taxing them to the high hilt. What's that all about? Well, there's a little connection there, because today we're going to discuss Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Yes, the Kevin Costner version. Don't knock it. You all enjoy it. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, the man with the mullet. And he, after my discussion about Mad Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon, actually not having technically not having a mullet, Kevin Costner had a mullet. His hair was tucked behind the ears and clipped down on the sides and rebelliously, stupidly long at the back. It was a mullet and a half. But, yeah, this was an era when lots of films were being made at the same sort of time, with the same sort of theme. And there were two Robin Hoods made at this time. One was by Kevin Reynolds, who did the Kevin Costner version, and one was what's his name? Patrick Bergin. The Patrick Bergin, almost TV version. Some may profess to liking that one a bit more. It's not bad, but it's not good either. Whereas the Kevin Costner Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves isn't great, but it's great fun. It's a really stupid movie in so many ways. His transatlantic drawl is pathetic. The fact that the minute he lands, in the lee of the white cliffs of Dover after fighting the Crusades, and then with Morgan Freeman's Azim, the Moorish companion that he's won the favour of because he saved his life back in the Crusades in Jerusalem, and like now this guy has to owe him a life debt. I follow you, Christian. What are these strange things on your face? They're my markings, child. All this kind of stuff. So, the White Cliffs of Dover, the sandy beaches down there, yeah. And then they climb up the White Cliffs of Dover, and then they're walking along Hadrian's Wall, all the remains, the ancient remains that are the remains today, as you see it. Not as it would be back then, but fucking hell, Hadrian's Wall. Where the hell is Sherwood Forest and Nottingham? Oh my God, geography takes a huge roller coaster ride in this one. Does it matter? Christian Slater is Will Scarlet, with a really chirpy sort of, also but backstabbing, but chirpy sort of Californian accent. It's fucking ridiculous. Alan Rickman as the Sheriff of Nottingham. Awesomeness beyond awesomeness. Now, what you guys may not know, but you probably do know, is that as this film was being made, because Kevin Costner was a huge big player at this time, and what were the Bodyguard and Field of Dreams, weren't they the big things at the time? Waterworld was on the horizon, and what a fucking disaster that was. He was meant to be the hero. He's Robin Hood, for Christ's sake. The deposed Robin of Locksley, whose father's been slain by the vicious bastard that is the Sheriff of Nottingham, whilst they wait for King John to return from the Crusades and to reclaim the throne, because the Sheriff of Nottingham has eyes on, the monarchy and all this, and he's going to subjugate all the people of, Sherwood and Nottingham. He's a bastard, that's all you need to know. But as played by Alan Rickman, after Die Hard, the exuberant performance that he gave as the magnificent villainous and yet so charismatic Hans Gruber. You know, who said we were terrorists? That's a very nice suit, Mr. Takagi. Mr. Takagi will not be joining us for the rest of his life. You know, he's brilliant, so erudite, so amicable, and yet so scumbaggery at the same time. A fantastic villain and a great character actor. Who better, with a shock of, you know, devilishly cavalier black curly hair, you know, and a little goatee beard on him, and he was like, oh, he believed in witchcraft, but hey, and cancel Christmas. And he's got all these wenches, you know, in Nottingham Castle, and it's like, you, my room, 8 o'clock, you, 8:05, and bring a friend. He's fucking awesome, isn't he? You know, he's the bad guy that you all love. Pantomime bad guy. But of course, Kevin Costner was getting the script each day, and he was beginning to notice that, hang on a second, I'm not getting as many scenes as that guy. And I'm not happy about that. Could you rewrite this? Could you change that? Can you give me a scene here? Can you give me a scene there? Can you make me have the funny line here? Well, we all know that Alan Rickman stole the show. Poor, now dear departed Alan Rickman, God rest his soul, took far too early. And even though Costner wrestled the script and the screenplay back and gave himself more and more and more to do, he didn't hold a candle to the likes of Alan Rickman. And this is the thing in all movies, you know, your hero is one thing, but the good villain, the villain that you remember is always the better character. He's either going to be charismatic with a vulnerability that you understand and you know why he's doing what he's doing, or he's going to be an absolute bastard scumbag for no fucking reason at all. You know, or he's going to be, you know, a Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees serial killer where it doesn't really matter what's going on behind the scenes. He just is a fucking maniac and a big bad guy. But Rickman makes his villains, and he had several. You know, obviously Hans Gruber in Die Hard. He had the bastard English emigrant in Australia for Quigley Down Under with Tom Selleck, where Tom Selleck plays the American sort of bounty hunter who's enlisted to go overseas to Australia, to the New World, the new world, to rid this guy's, Alan Rickman's, farmlands of Aborigines. And of course, I'm not going to do that. I've just left slavery and subjugation behind. I'm not going to fight you. I'm not going to do this over here. I'm going to, you know, turn the tables. But Alan Rickman again plays a very strangely charismatic, yet ruthlessly, you know, bloodthirsty bastard of a bad guy. And he just made his mark as these guys. And again, especially as the Sheriff of Nottingham, he is so downright funny and amusing, and, you know, dastardly and despicable at the same time. It's great. This film is famous also for having, you know, Bryan Adams' Everything I Do For You, which was #1 in the charts in the UK for, well, I've been alive for almost 50 years, and I think it almost doubled that. Yeah, so about a century that was #1 at. It just fucking wouldn't leave the charts. Charts. Yes, I have been drinking whiskey, and I shall drink some more. But the film is tremendously, vigorously good fun. It's not the most colourful films because everything looks drab and wet and dreary because they did film it in the UK. Although they might mix up the locations, you've still got Brian Blessed in there as, you know, Lord Loxley, who is vanquished at the start, you know, by the Sheriff of Nottingham. And of course, when Robin of Loxley comes back to reclaim his home, and he's got the old blind retainer because he poked his eyes out after he tried to defend, you know, Lord Loxley. And he goes, Duncan, I think his name is like, I'm blind, but I will still lead the way. He's like, what the fuck can you do? And one famous scene, like he actually leads all the Celtic hordes that the Sheriff of Nottingham's brought in to try and vanquish, Robin and his merry men from the woods who have been like laying siege to, robbing from him and feeding all the poor downtrodden. And like Duncan, with Maid Marian, fucking leads all these Celtic hordes back to the encampment. Come on, horse, trust me, I'm Duncan. Ride me to Robin. And he can't see a fucking thing, and there's about 1 million fucking warriors behind him. It's just superbly stupid, but the sword fighting isn't great. You want sword fighting in a Robin Hood movie, you've got to go way, way, way back to Errol Flynn and Basil Rathbone in the glorious adventures of Robin Hood. Technicolor, Warner and MGM. Absolutely glorious movie. The stunts, the sword fighting is magnificent. The repartee between them, the dastardly doings, and it's just magnificent, clever. Okay, it's the Californian, the hills, the red hills of Upper California, or whatever they're called. They've got it's gorgeous. It's so bloody lovely. It cannot possibly be England. But it's a great, great movie, and. You want the fighting, you go back to that. Ridley Scott did a version with Russell Crowe. Yeah, it was gritty, it was realistic, it was also shit. Because it wasn't Robin Hood. It was the origins of Robin Hood. This was a guy that wasn't even Robin of Locksley. He assumed the identity. This is Russell Crowe, looking identical to the way he did in Gladiator. Not a bad thing. This guy here has props and costumes, and did once sport, the Maximus beard and the short hair brushed forward Roman style, and did do reenactments as a gladiator. Yes, that'd be me. And I'll cover Gladiator soon, but because it's a magnificent movie and a magnificent, moment in Kiltman's movie-loving life. But when Ridley Scott turned his hand to Robin Hood, he fucked it up, he cacked it good style, because he told the origin story, hoping it would be a big rip-roaring success, so that then he could tell Robin Hood, the man in a hood, and it didn't meet any favour, so the sequel never happened. So we never got the Robin Hood story. You could argue that we've seen it a million times, and we've seen it again in 2018 with what's his name? Aaron Robbins, what the fuck's his name? From the Kingsman. You know the guy I mean. And have you seen the film? I'll never review it because I can't string enough words together to implore to you how much pile of shit that really was. An absolute wank fest of a movie. It took Assassin's Creed and it took King Arthur, Legend of the Sword by Guy Ritchie, which I didn't mind. Yes, I may be one of the 3 or 4 people, including Guy Ritchie, that liked that movie, because at least he did something different with it. But the Robin Hood movie, with Taron Egerton, that's his name, you had medieval riot squads, you had, literally bullet time, Matrix style arrow time happening. The CG was so bad that he's even doing this when there's no arrows in the bow, and he's taking out 10 guys at once. They're wearing modern clothes. What the fuck were they playing at? It was shit. Jamie Foxx is in there too. Oh, and where are you getting that from? Because you're paying dues to Morgan Freeman from the Crusades, the Moorish warrior coming back with Robin to tutor him in battle skills and tactics. Come on. I'm going off on a wicked tangent here because we're talking about Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, which was a big success at the time. Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio from Scarface and from The Abyss and The Colour of Money plays Maid Marian with very tight but long curly hair, a very exotic Italiano look to it. very beautiful woman. I've always had a thing for a bit of Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio. Yes, lovely she is too. But you've got that ridiculous sequence where, where the English stalwarts of British comedy who are playing all the merry men and all that, like, you can't go and see him. He's having a bath in the lake, in the waterfall. You can't go in there. But she does, and she sees Kevin Costner's lily white ass. As he comes out the lagoon into the waterfall to get his clothes, and she's meant to fall in love with that. Kevin Costner, mate, God love you, but you're not a hunk. You're not a good-looking fella. You're just not. You're just not. And that was that moment of his little lily white ass. He's the fucking hero, for God's sake. Fuck that. That's completely ridiculous. You wouldn't fall for him. Jesus Christ. You've got Mike McShane, the king of improv, great stand-up comedian, playing Friar Tuck. Give some wear to that. You've got what's his name? Michael Wincott, the gravelly voiced Michael Wincott, from The Crow and from Alien Resurrection. My voice can go lower than yours, as the brutish Guy of Gisborne, who sadly doesn't get the proper fight that he deserves with Robin. In fact, the fucking sheriff stabs him and kills him. Cousin, at least it wasn't a rusty spoon. You'll remember the lines. You've got Sean Connery makes a cameo appearance at the very end as King John. Is it King John or is it King Richard? Fucking hell. No, it's King Richard, isn't it? The Lionheart. Hey, let me know below, because my history is getting really confused right now. But he comes back at the end of his chainmail and, gives his blessing to the wedding of, Maid Marian and Robin Hood, and takes his rightful place back on the throne of England and all this. And it's all good fun. You do have a bit of swearing in it as well, which was always an unusual bit where Will Scarlet cuts the thing, and it's Azim and Robin Hood get catapulted over the wall, over the ramparts into, Nottingham Castle, and Will Scarlet goes, "Fuck me, it worked." Fuck me. Apparently, fuck it actually is a medieval Anglo-Saxon word anyway. So, historically it could be correct, but it does strike a hugely anachronistic sort of chord in this movie, which tries to be so, realistic, with the most bizarre weaponry and tree houses and chainmail that didn't actually exist at that particular time, and leather armour which was not worn. But hey, we don't need to go into all that. And really bad sword fighting too. Robin's meant to be a master swordsman. His fight with the Sheriff of Nottingham, who's not meant to be a master swordsman, is absolutely preposterous. It's so badly choreographed, with big clanking swords and really ridiculous. They're not aiming for each other at all. These guys cannot fight to save their lives. They can't even fight to kill the other person. They're going to do more damage to themselves swinging them swords around. But, I'm digressing so much. It is great fun. So, Michael Kamen, composer, did Die Hard, did Lethal Weapon, which I discussed in a video just prior to this. And he did a lot of sci-fi stuff as well. He did Event Horizon and Life Force. But he was a collaborator on both those movies. And he did a lot of sort of mood, atmospheric, sci-fi, cosmic, weird, spectral pieces. But the guy could command a full orchestra and could deliver really sort of historically accurate sounding pieces of music. And his main theme for Robin Hood is an absolute classic. In fact, Morgan Creek was the film company that produced and distributed Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and they did incorporate the main theme into their logo, their famous logo. And Michael Kamen would also do the Three Musketeers. This would be the Brat Pack version of the Musketeers with Kiefer Sutherland and oh god, who else was it? Charlie Sheen and I've forgotten who the people in it. The guy who played Robin in Batman and Robin. Yeah, and that's a great soundtrack as well. But this is one of his masterworks, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and you can get the full, complete score to it. And I'm going to play for you now the main theme. It isn't even that long, but you'll know it. It's adorned so many sporting events and cultural events that it just has that kind of universal appeal and zest and vitality and sense of heroism and rise above. Do your best. So let's play it. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, the main title theme. You'll hear it throughout the score a lot, but those Asian strings do sound medieval. It's just literally, the strings, cello, violins, but that rhythm sounds old. Jolly, it's upbeat. It's a fanfare. There's romance there. There's adventure. Feel that? It's heroic. You're riding a horse, through the woods, dodging trees, arrows flying after you, You've got your sword, You're freeing damsels in distress. These vicious tax-collecting bastards are harassing villagers, and you're firing arrows into them and getting their coffers and giving them back to the public, back to the villagers and the downtrodden. It's a glorious theme. As I say, you hear that theme a lot throughout the movie. It does resurface a fair bit. But his score overall is dynamic, exciting. It's rich, it's textured, and a lot of exotic Eastern flavour to it as well, especially in these early sequences. And, it does evoke a sense of, bravado and swagger. Speaking of swagger, I must just show you this. If you can see this kilt here, this particular one, it is yet another MacLeod. I have several MacLeods. It's a MacLeod of Harris, but it's also known as the Hunting MacLeod. And it's a darker hued version. The blues are darker, the greens are darker, and yet combined, it's a far more vibrant. Again, with the lighting here, you probably can't quite see, but it is a beautiful, beautiful tartan, yet again. I don't wear tartans, they're horrible. I don't think there is a tartan that's horrible, if I'm perfectly honest with you. I like them all. Except the Campbell. We will never wear the Campbell, or any Campbell. And if you need to ask why, don't. We don't talk about them. Don't know if you can hear that, there's fireworks going off outside. Why? It's not New Year's yet, is it? It's not even Guy Fawkes night. You know, what's going on? There's fireworks. There are plenty. Maybe it's ancient gunpowder and the sheriff has cottoned on to the... Oh, by the way, I'm actually wearing, look at this. Robin of Locksley boots. And do you know what? See them? You see them? That wasn't on purpose. That was literally a coincidence. I put them on this morning to go to work. Who'd have thought I was going to do this? I've always cottoned on. I'm wearing Robin of Locksley boots. Good Lord. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed that little sort of Robin Hood, rob from the rich, give to the poor, sort of distraction from your day. Plenty more where this came from. Let's turn that down a bit, or even off. Yeah. Sometimes silence can be bliss. Yeah, there's plenty more to come. Now, what I'm going to say to you is, look, if you want me to review particular things, movies or soundtracks, just drop me a line. Just comment below. Let me know. Because, you know, I'm up for, you know, surprise me. Give you something that, you know, it'd be nice to find something that I've not actually heard or seen. I will watch it. If you recommend a film that, you know, please give us your thoughts on this. I'll watch it. If I don't know me, I'm still going to watch it and I'll give you my verdict on it. Just don't be offended if I didn't like it. And especially with music as well, you know, I'll always give it my time. You know, I'm intrigued as to what you guys are into. You keep hearing the things that I'm into, and you're going to hear a lot more of it too. But I'll always, you know, if you want me to do something, I'll make time to do that and give you a bit of a verdict. It's fun for me as well, just to you know, to embrace something new and the unpredictability of, you know, you guys. So please do throw me a curveball. I'm beginning to wish I hadn't said any of this now, because I just know there's going to be something fucking weird coming my way now. But hey, you know, Killman is a man of his word, and he will always rise to a challenge. Rise. So, for the time being, folks, I want you all to be happy. Don't be downtrodden. And if you do feel downtrodden, find yourselves a hero. Preferably one who's great with an arrow, great with a sword, and has no airs and graces, and will fight the good fight on your behalf, so you don't have to. So folks, in the meantime, stay lucky, stay healthy, keep it Celtic, keep it Kiltic, and I'm going to see you all later on.